I mean, if there's a lot to talk about with this match, but I think the most important is 18,000 people showed up and they were loud the entire time. And even after the equal or after they get the go-ahead goal, it got louder and louder. What can you say to the fans who especially showed up for the first time?
Just thank you. I mean, you know, at the end of the game, I felt it the most when I looked up and saw everybody, and you know, not a single person left. I felt like and applauding, and you know, I credit our guys. They put on a good show today. Obviously, some of the issues you're disappointed with today, the officiating. I felt like he fell into a trap of what they were trying to accomplish, and allowing him to do it. You know, that's the part of the game we want to get rid of, and he allowed that, and that's disappointing because the fans deserve better and we deserve better. But amazing atmosphere, absolutely amazing, and seeing this thing grow from when I first came to today, it's like it's an amazing feeling. It really is. It's pretty cool.
Do you feel as though, even though it was a loss, that at the end of the day, it's actually a win, considering just the crowd that comes out? So it feels as though, you know, the team lost, but the city won today.
Yeah, and you know, our guys didn't quit. They pushed and pushed, and at times I felt like we pushed more than they did. And you know, look at the salaries, how different it is. That stuff doesn't matter. We had more heart today, and we played it the right way, and that's important to me. If we were doing some of the things they did, I'd be disappointed in my guys tomorrow, and they would know it. So we did it the right way. Our fans were there. You know, I felt like we put on a good show for them, and I'm so thankful that they were. It was an amazing feeling today.
What do you say to your team, you know, after kind of a gutting loss like that?
You know, look, there's wins and losses, right? I think what I pride myself on is making sure that we play what we want to do, and I was proud of the way they played today. You know, we had moments where we didn't have a lot of the ball, and we had moments where we really dictated the play, but that's soccer, and we went about, we had a game plan, and I think we executed, and it's not always about the results. Obviously it hurts, but we went about it the right way, and for that I'm proud of them, and it won't change the hurt in the locker room. You know, the next game changes that and helps that, but we'll get up and do it again, and just thankful that Birmingham noticed. You know, is really cool.
There was a moment in the second half when tensions were high. Osadu went over to the other team and tried to calm down the other team. Is that something that you teach in your program?
Well, like I said, I still think we did it the right way today, and I'm proud of that. You know, all I can control is what my guys do, and you know, geez, when you look at the foul count, I think they had more fouls and they had one yellow. I think he kind of was intimidated by roughing against an MLS team, and we were the unfortunate on the wrong side of some of those things. You know, even no one's brought a bit in the handball. I mean, we all saw it on the replay. It was a handball, and that changes the game. Nothing we can do about that. All I can say is we try to play the game the right way, the way we can be proud of ourselves, and it's going to hurt, but we will pull up our socks and do it again, and now we can focus on the league and make sure we take that as far as we can. But for a Division II team to go as far as we did, it's still a real credit to our guys.
Just as being a player, you know, what's the frustration level in having to play a team where, you know, they're using a tactic like that, where they're spending more time on the ground than, you know, standing up on the pitch?
Yeah. Well, look, the crowd came out today. Birmingham showed out, and they deserve more. I think, you know, they were fully in the game. That was the loudest maybe the loudest game I've ever been a part of in my whole career. So I'm really proud of the way that Birmingham showed out, and they deserve more. Yeah, this second half, you know, a lot of guys staying down for cramps and grabbing their face and just making the game difficult. I think, you know, we created enough chances as a team, as a group, to get a result. I think we had more shots than Miami, and you know, this is football. This is the way it goes. It doesn't always bounce your way, but I think there's a lot to be proud of as a group, and something that we can grow on as a team and as a club moving forward.
And just kind of what it went into that kind of fire y'all had in that second half, because you know, like the coach said, y'all just never stopped competing all the way up, you know, through added time and everything.
Yeah, well, look in the stands. It's hard to not be ready to go and willing to fight your ass off for the group when you see 18,000 fans cheering for you, right? So the credit goes to the fans, and you know, as a group, we're a very close knit group. We have each other's back. So when we see a few plays not go our way, we're gonna rally behind the next guy and continue to fight, continue to scrap until the final whistle.
Alex, I mean, in the middle of the second half, you lined one and absolutely laced one. Have you connected with the ball that cleanly before? Because I mean, that was a rocket.
I mean, yeah, I can score those every once in a while. If there's an opportunity, but unfortunately went a little bit wide. But yeah, as a center back, if they're giving you that much space, sometimes you venture forward and have it go.
In the second half, we've talked about kind of what was going on, right? And you've mentioned the fans, but it does almost become a gladiator in the arena, right? And there were moments where I saw specifically where Fanwell was stamped on, and they were doing everything they could just to get in y'all's heads. And luckily, there weren't any kind of other retaliations along the way. But how hard is it just to pull yourself back and not retaliate immediately, especially since they aren't getting anything out of it, so surely you shouldn't either.
Yeah, it's tough and it's frustrating when, MLS guys are going to come in to a stadium like this and play dirty like that. You never want to see plays where our guys are getting stamped on. I guess you could say they're lucky we didn't have VAR, because I think there were a few plays in both halves that might have changed the game. So, but that happens, right? It's a tournament with no VAR, and there are calls that are going to be missed. You've seen it throughout the tournament, so. It's unfortunately just part of the game.
Tommy, sorry.
Coach, if I can ask you, just outside of obviously the frustration with how that went down and the disappointment of the ending here, just the fact that your guys showed that they can go toe for toe with the MLS crew. I know we've talked about the talents there, but what can you speak on that? Just staying in there, and especially with all that adversity on the pitch throughout the entire game.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a long process that went into this group, and we've always tried to build a core and build off that and continue to add pieces to that. And I still don't know what the upside of this group is. I can't wait to see it, because I know there's a lot more there. In key moments, we tend to show it. And but today, I also have to talk about Birmingham, how amazing that was. It was a landmark moment, not just for our club, but also for soccer. Atmosphere like that, it's second to none, and I'm so proud of Birmingham for showing that we can be a soccer town too.
Kind of talking on the tactics side of things, right? There have been times this year where like 3, 5-man backlines have given you guys trouble, because it gives every club in the world trouble, right? But today they were doing it too, and it seemed like it did not faze you. Is there anything different that happened in this? Was there something tactically they did, or was it just clicking for you guys?
Yeah, we worked on it for the last 10 days. Like we have not been able to train because we've been recovering, and we really put a focus on that. And I think in the first play of the game, you saw that we got it behind. That comes with repetitions and getting guys healthy and making sure that now we can grow together. So we'll keep building that. The attack is always the last piece that really comes, and I want to make sure that when it means the most, that's when we're at our best. And we've got a group of guys, I think, that can do that.
Alex, if I can ask you one final question, just talking about, we're seeing a glimpse of what this town could, provide you guys in terms of fans, but also just being a soccer town. What do you hope comes from this night moving forward for not only the team, but just the sport?
Yeah, just continuing to see all the fans come out, continuing to see the kids coming to the games, wanting to go and play on their own. It's inspiring, as someone who was new to Birmingham, and now being here for 3.5 years, it's my home, and it's a bit personal to me to continue to help foster and grow the soccer here in this town, because I think there's a really bright future here in Birmingham.
And organically, I mean, being out there and signing autographs for those kids who can now go up to their guys they just watched and their heroes and be able to come away with an experience like that. There's not too many sports that you'll ever see that, and I hope we never lose that. But that even drives it even more. I think people come out of here feeling like they got everything.
Last question from me. WFC played today, got a 1-1 draw against South Georgia Tormenta, where your daughter started. I know you got a little bit of chance to see warm-ups. I don't know how much of the game you got to see, But I mean, the attendance was about what it was like for normal men's games. What does that say for just the women's side of this?
It's so important that as a club we have everything for, something for everybody. Starting this women's team, having a younger men's team, having our academy. That's what makes a club great. And 5 years we've done a lot. So watching that, and not just watching the game, for where we've come in the women's team from the first game to now, it was quite good. It was really, they played a good style. But as a club, having that, I think it's tremendous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.